What's happening, guys? Martin Martinez back again, touching base with you in respect to this video. And today we're going to do a quick discussion about Ibrahim Traoré and what I've seen so far. And this is really just a call out to anyone who's looking at what's going on. This West African country, someone who comes to power, let's say through a military coup, 2022, and he's doing so much for the country. He's not pushing necessarily any particular religion. It doesn't seem he's pushing a particular political agenda. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be people who are unhappy whenever someone's in power, but it seems specifically the West is obviously not happy about it because this guy is basically kicking out their interests. France did so much to West Africa. A lot of the countries speak French because of the colonialism that took place. I'm speaking English. It's not necessarily my native language, let's say, but nonetheless I'm speaking English nonetheless because obviously the impact that England had in Jamaica and the impact that had on obviously generationally what's happened there. So now we see ourselves maybe even on the cusp of history to see what we're seeing. Obviously there's people in the passive past, Gaddafi, you know, even Saddam Hussein to some extent. You know, the West seems to go there. They have an interest in this country. They obviously want to take the resources. And then they'll say, well, you know, there's some issue there. People aren't happy. If anyone's read the book, and maybe you've not read it, but if you've not read the book about economic hitmen, I believe it's called Confessions of an Economic Hitman. I think that's the name of it. By all means, read that book because it gives you so much detail. And I think the problem with that book now, from what I understood when I got it back in the day, like in the early 2000s. I think they've re-bridged that book and they've probably taken certain things out. But it basically shows how they can go into a country, how the US will go into a country, let's say the West, for example, with their interests. They will try and create some type of political instability. So they'll do little things to create somebody, you know, they'll pay people off, but they'll do things to kind of like cause a little bit of instability in the country, make a little bit of, you know, rumors, gossip, things about, you know, the government's taking, you know, this from us, we deserve that. They'll try and do what they can to create another group of people to basically cause social instability, political instability, and then it's easy to get to, obviously, who's in command at that moment in time. And that's what they'll do. They will find ways to try and cause some type of, you know, unanimity or against the, you know, the leading party, whoever's in control, and to get them out so they can put their own people in. And they'll do it in the name of liberation. They'll say, well, again, you know, we need to liberate this country, basically take their stuff, get access to their resources, and we find ourselves again in the same cycle of obviously how Africa is. And in my opinion, I mean, this guy's had what, 22 currently now. This is 2025, and he's had 22 attempts on his life so far. So, you know, God bless this guy if he can do what he can do and keep going. I hope he's there for a long time and he helps the people as much as he can, because it's clear that, you know, under this guy, you know, Burkina Faso's creating their own like factories. They're taking back their own mining. You know, they're doing so much. And I hope this is an example to the other leaders out there as well in the diaspora and also in that area, because it seems like it's too easy to stay in the pockets of the West, and especially at the you know, expense of your own people. I mean, this guy's not necessarily, how could I say, you know, with sideline now with, not sideline, he's connecting now himself with Russia and China. We see what China's doing to Africa as well, but at the same time, it seems very much that Russia's the muscle and China's like the financer. So if you want to get things done, it seems that obviously you can't look in isolation. You do need to go to these type of powers. So I'm just keeping an eye on it, guys. You let me know your thoughts. In my opinion, in my view, this is like a modern day version of Fidel Castro in a way. And obviously Che Guevara, the way they went and set up things, the way they went into Cuba and did what they needed to do, you know, schoolings for free and all these things like that, medication, you know, healthcare, things are changing a lot. So keep an eye on this guy. God bless what the work he's doing so far. I hope he stays safe and protected. And guys, yeah, just let me know your thoughts. That's just a quick thought of it from my opinion. What's next for Burkina Faso? Apparently he's in Russia now and he's got the backing of Russia. So let's see what comes from that. Peace.